Okay, so a lot of people ask me how I raise my caterpillars and how do I get monarch butterfly to come into my garden. I actually grow these plants here. This is called milkweed. It is actually poisonous for animal and for human, so is not for your consumption. It's actually for monarch butterfly consumption. I actually have here, this is a full-blown plant where the caterpillars would eat the leaves of these plants, and as you can see, they also enjoy the flower because the flower has a little bit of nectars where they drink using their suckers. Their mouth has a little suckers and they suck out the nectar, but what they really drink is sugar water. So if you had sugar water laying around, they'll come to your garden too as well. But they love these particular milkweed plant, and the milkweed, once they're done blooming and pollinate, they go into seeds. These here are the seed buds of one of the milkweed plants, and you're probably asking me, why in the world is this one doesn't seem like it has very much leaf? Well, that's because I was feeding all the leaves to my butterflies or my caterpillars as they grow, since I do have over nearly 30 butterflies in one container. This is a milkweed plant also that grows from a tiny little seeds that we actually start in a smaller pot. And as you can see, it's very easy to grow. When it was growing, at first we were running out of food for the caterpillar, so basically we have to trim back all of our plant to feed our caterpillars who needs food in order for it to become a chrysalis before it can become a full-blown butterfly. Now, I've been asked how you start growing butterfly. It's just by accident, because we have one plant, one milkweed plant, and then it grew into a garden of milkweed plant. And as you can see here, all of the milkweed plants, we try to keep it trim to feed the butterflies as it comes. This is actually not a milkweed, but it's a plumeria that is in bloom. We have here is a tiny milkweed plant that we start for the butterfly to come back and lay their eggs. The main attractions to the milkweed plant is that they produce this flower. The flower has a scent to where the butterfly will come and lay their eggs. When they lay their eggs, they generally lay the eggs behind a particular leaf. This is actually not a butterfly egg, but we would literally come out and look at the leaves, behind of the leaves, to ensure if it has eggs. If it has an egg, we take it and we save it from being devoured by ants. Here's an ant right here. So ants would eat the eggs. All kinds of insects out there will eat the eggs, and when they eat the eggs, you are more likely will not get the butterfly. So basically what we normally do is we come out and check behind each individual leaf to see if there's an egg. What we would do is we'll put it in a tank, and I will show you the tank in a little bit. But as you can see here, we only have one plant that is producing flowers because it's towards the end of the winter, and monarch butterfly does migrate, and they would migrate to Mexico where it is actually warmer. So we are starting a lot of monarch butterfly plants in tiny pots, so that way we can keep it controlled, because as you can see, when they go into seeds, they have hundreds and hundreds of seeds, and the seeds will get all over your garden and they will grow like weed. Note the name of this is milkweed. So they grow like weed all over your garden. If you don't keep it contained, you'll have a whole garden full of milkweed. It is fun, it is pretty, but you don't want it to grow everywhere. So therefore, we started in pot to keep it all under control, and we can move it to a controlled environment where we want the butterfly to hang around to keep them away from other insects, from ants, from other critters that may eat the eggs. So what we have here is a tank. It's actually a ventilated tank where you can actually grow like lizard, reptiles, all kind of, it's not for fish. So it has a netting on top like so, and you can grow like reptiles and snakes or whatever you choose to grow. But for us, we choose to let the butterflies come inside of here, and what we do is we trim the milkweed, right? Because we have one little baby caterpillar somewhere in there. We would trim the milkweed every single day, keep it fresh with a bottle of water, and they basically will, the worm will eat the milkweed leaf, and they'll turn into chrysalis, and then once they become chrysalis, it will take about a week, well actually 2 weeks, a couple weeks for it to form into this little black chrysalis here. I don't know if you can see, but we have butterflies. Well, this one is already done forming. That one's already done forming, but they haven't gotten, they have not have the strength to fly yet because they just hatched today. And basically, if you look here, what we did with this chicken wire is we make it into a formation where the caterpillar would actually climb up and they would actually hang off of it. That way it's sturdy for them. Now the chrysalis here is actually already forming. It's about to turn into a butterfly, or about to actually
hatch any minute.
Hatch out of its chrysalis. And you can see here there's one that is lighter green color.
This is newer one, so this is not a,
that's the lighter green color is a newer chrysalis. And so when it turns into like a kind of like light greenish color, and then it eventually will get darker, and you can see the wings inside, and the body formations of the butterflies actually intact in the chrysalis. So it's an amazing process. It takes about a month for it to come from become, you know, caterpillar, and then chrysalis, and then finally become butterfly. So from egg to butterfly, it actually will be a month. It will take literally 1 month for it to become a butterfly. So when they become a butterfly, they don't really fly away really quickly. They don't just pop out of their shells and fly away. They literally will have to hang, so that way their body, wings, and strength are together. When they are forming together, they become stronger, then they will take off and fly away. Generally, they like to drink a little bit of the nectar for the milkweed. So that's the reason why the mother butterfly always will find the milkweed plant to plant her eggs, and she would just leave her eggs there for it to hatch by itself, for it to hang by itself, for it to become a butterfly by itself. However, nature can be very, very, very aggressive towards these butterflies' eggs. Like I mentioned, the ants will eat them, the wasps will eat them, every earwigs, all kind of little critters will eat the eggs. Therefore, these butterflies are going into extinction. And so what we did is we're trying to save these butterflies. And if you want to help out, you actually can just message me and I will send you the seeds for the milkweed, because obviously I have plenty, and all you have to do is grow it in your garden, or you could just plant it in a little pot like I did and let it grow, and hopefully the mother butterfly will come to your apartment, come to your home and lay her egg. You really don't need to do anything. You don't have to work as hard as we did to help save the butterflies. All you need is to grow them in your garden, and that's all we ask. Giving these little beautiful butterfly a chance to grow and prosper, because a lot of creatures are eating them, and that's something that we want to protect them, and hopefully that they their population increase instead of decrease. So let me know right away if you want to have any milkweed seeds. I will be more than happy to mail you some, and all you have to do is put them in a soil, water it once or twice, and when they get big you really don't have to water them again, because they are very hardy and they are very, very resilient to the winters and climate changes or whatnot. But they just need to grow somewhere so these butterflies can have more food to eat. That way they can produce more eggs and they can produce more butterflies. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.